Hello students, good morning. Students, in previous lecture we were study about the division Alga or Thallophyta. Now here in plant kingdom we are going to study about the second division according to R.H. Hutchinson, that is the division Bryophyta. Now students, what are the members of Bryophyta are called? The members of Bryophyta are commonly called bryophytes. What? Bryophytes. And the members are known as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Yes, students, amphibian of plant kingdom. Why they are called amphibians of plant kingdom? As you very well know, amphibians are the kind of organism which can live on both inland as well as in water. So, the main reason to say the bryophytes as amphibian of plant kingdom due to the members can grow on the soil, means they are found on the soil, but to perform the process of reproduction they need water. So the process of reproduction takes place inside water, and they also perform the sexual reproduction. It means fusion of gametes. Either they also perform the asexual mode of reproduction, but mainly the sexual reproduction takes place inside the water. So then bryophytes are called amphibians of plant kingdom. Now students, going to know some general characteristics. The plant's body is differentiated into stem, leaves, rhizoids. Yes, students, on the place of roots, rhizoids are present. So they are the first primordial form of vascular plants, because their body is thallus, somewhat thallus, but due to presence of leaves and stems as well as the multicellular rhizoidal roots, they are kept in the division Bryophyta. Is that clear? The main plant body of the bryophytes is gametophyte. Yes, students, the main plant body, it means gametophyte is dominant or predominant phase in the members of the bryophytes. It means their parent body is haploid. Parent body is haploid, and each of the parent body, it means the male and female parent body, at maturity they bears the male gamete, that is called antheridospore, and the female body bears female gamete, that is called archeogoniophores. These structures, it means archeogoniophore in female thallus and antheridophore in male thallus, bears their gametes. It means the female gamete in archegoniophore and the male gamete in anthridiophore. So students, the sex organ in bryophytes are multicellular and called antheridium and anthrozoids respectively in male and female. Is that clear? The antheridium is present in males, whereas antherzoids are present in females. The fusion of gametes take place in water, as I was told you that they need water for performing the important process of reproduction to continue their progeny. So, the fusion of gametes in water to form a diploid zygote. They fertilize to form a diploid zygote. It means external fertilization takes place in water, and the zygote so formed is diploid. The zygote does not undergo the reduction division. It means meiosis does not occur, but the zygote produces multicellular. Yes, students, multicellular structure. That structure is called sporophyte. Here, what we learn, the gametophyte is dominant in life cycle, and here the sporophyte is also present in their life cycle. So, this shows the haplodiploidic type of life cycle. Because first here applied number of chromosomes present in parent body, and after fusion of haploid and haplite sets of chromosomes, there the diploid zygote is formed. Now the diploid zygote produces more number of diploid cells, that is called sporophytes. Actually, students, the sporophytes are primordial forms of leaf-like structure or thalli-like structure that are called protonema. The protonema turns into secondary prothallus, and the secondary prothallus or protonema bears the antheridium in males and antherzoids in female plant body. Is that clear? So, the sporophyte is not free living. It attached with a photosynthetic part or photosynthetic gametophyte to obtain their nourishment. And at maturity, some cells of sporophyte undergoes reduction. The photosynthetic part is the haploid in condition, and it provides the nourishment to the sporophyte. Now sporophyte attaining more nourishment get mature and further leads for the reduction division. It means meiosis, where the haploid gametes cells are formed through the archegonia and through the antheridium. Antheridium bears male gamete and archegonia bears female gamete. Is that clear? Now students, the produced haploid spores get germinate to produce that gametophyte. These spores get germinate to produce gametophyte of male and female body. As for example, in Marsantia, Riccia, Funaria and Sphagnum, here the male and the female and male body of the Marsantia is illustrated here. This is the rhizoidial root. In both rhizoidial, this is the multicellular form of root, and the presence of gemma cups. Gemma cups are the structures which are detached from the body to give rise the development of a new growth phallus. Is that clear? And students, this is the archegoniopore and this is the antheridiopore in both of the members. And this is the structure of Marsantia. Is that clear? What you observe in this structure, it is just leafy-like structure. What? Leafy-like. The gemma cups are the gamete-bearing, or you can say that it is a structure which detached from the parent body to give rise a new gametophyte. Is that clear? Now students, classification of the division bryophyte. The division bryophyte is classified into two groups, liverworts, and the second one is the mosses. Liverworts are the thallus-like or thalli-like bryophytes. They will usually grow in the moist, sandy habitats, streams, damp soils, and barks of the trees. The thallus is dorsiventral and leaf stem-like structure. Asexual reproduction takes place through gemma cup, as I was explained here. They just detach from the parent body and develops to a new gametophyte, because gametophyte is the main plant body in bryophytes. Is that clear? Now sporophyte is differentiated into, and the sporophyte means this diploid or diplontic life cycle bears three differentiated structures: foot, seta, and capsule. Here is a structure of a Funaria having male branch. This is the male branch, and this is the female branch. This is the female branch. What you observe, this is the capsule, and this whole filamentous structure is the seta, and this is the capsular structure. Here is capsule, this is the capsule, and it bears the gametes as in Antheridio 4 and Archegonio 4 bears. So students, the Marsantia and Riccia are the example of liverworts. Now mosses are, you can say that the first leafy plants, because their stem is primarily well covered by the more number of leafy structures, and a single member's main body axis have a male and another female branches. Like to the liverwort, mosses has also gametophyte dominant phase, but it is somewhat different from the liverwort, because here two life stages take place in their life cycle. In first stage, protonema is formed. The protonema is a single haploid cellular structure which continuously repeated with mitosis division and forms a large prothallus structure and turns into the secondary protonema or prothallus. The secondary protonema or prothallus is mature and able to produce the gametes. The secondary prothallus attached on the soil multicellular branchial rhizoids and absorb nourishment from the soil surfaces. The members of the mosses absorb the nutrition and get mature. They perform asexual reproduction by the means of spores and sexually by the fusion of gametes. As the Archegoniophore produces female gametes and the Anthridiophore produces male gametes. The students, sporophytes are similar to the liverwort. It means their body structure also differentiated into hood, seta and capsule. And Funaria and sphagnum are the best example of mosses. The students, the study about division bryophyta is completed, and I hope you understand these topics quite well. So thanks students, and we will meet in our next video lecture with a new division, that is the division Pteridophyta. Thanks.